It was an ordinary morning in Panama City, Florida, June 3rd, 1961. A local pool hall had been broken into during the night. The glass door was smashed. A few bottles of soda, some cigarettes, and around $55 in coins, all gone. It wasn't a high-profile heist. It wasn't even violent. But it would become the spark that ignited one of the most important legal revolutions in U.S. history. Police found a suspect quickly, Clarence Earl Gideon, a 51-year-old drifter. No home, no steady job, a man with a record, but no weapon, no loot, no confession. A local witness claimed to have seen him near the pool room that morning, holding a bottle of wine and some coins. That was all it took. No fingerprints, no surveillance, no direct evidence. Still, Gideon was arrested and charged with felony breaking and entering. Gideon stood before the judge. He was poor, completely alone. He made a simple request, one that would echo through American history. "Your Honor, I request that the court appoint me a lawyer." But the judge refused. Under Florida law at the time, only defendants in capital cases, like murder, had the right to court-appointed counsel. The courtroom fell silent. Gideon was told he would have to defend himself. With no legal training, no knowledge of trial rules, and no help, he sat down at the defense table alone. The trial was fast, brutal, uneven. The prosecution brought in their witness, a man named Henry Cook. He said he saw Gideon leave the pool room early that morning. He said Gideon had pockets full of change. He said he looked guilty, but Cook had reasons to lie. He was known to associate with petty criminals. No one cross-examined him properly. Gideon tried, but he was no match. No stolen items were recovered. No solid evidence tied him to the scene. But the jury believed the state's story. It took them just a short while to return with a verdict. Guilty. Gideon was sentenced to 5 years in state prison. Behind prison walls, Clarence Gideon didn't give up. He studied. He read books from the prison library. And then he wrote a 5-page handwritten petition addressed to the highest court in the land, the United States Supreme Court. His argument was simple. How can a man defend himself against the power of the state without a lawyer? The court receives thousands of letters every year. But something about this one was different. The Supreme Court said, "We'll hear this case." In 1963, the courtroom drama moved to Washington, D.C. The case was now known as Gideon versus Wainwright. Gideon was no longer alone. He was represented by Abe Fortas, one of the most skilled lawyers in the country, and a future Supreme Court justice himself. The legal question was historic. Does the Sixth Amendment guarantee a lawyer to every criminal defendant, even if they can't afford one? Florida argued, no. The Constitution never said states had to pay for lawyers in every case. But Fortas reminded the court, without a lawyer, justice becomes a privilege of the rich. The justices agreed. On March 18, 1963, the Supreme Court ruled, unanimously, 9-0, in favor of Gideon. In our adversary system of criminal justice, they wrote, any person hailed into court who is too poor to hire a lawyer cannot be assured a fair trial unless counsel is provided. This decision overturned a previous flawed ruling from 1942 and changed the law in all 50 states. Back in Florida, Gideon was retried, this time with a court-appointed attorney. And this time, everything changed. His lawyer ripped the prosecution's case apart. Witnesses contradicted themselves. There was no direct evidence, no physical proof. The jury deliberated, and then delivered the truth. not guilty. Gideon was a free man because of one poor man writing with a pencil in a prison cell. Every person in America, no matter their wealth, now has the right to a lawyer. His case ensured that justice cannot be bought. It must be guaranteed. His name was Clarence Earl Gideon, and he rewrote the law with a letter